that's nice too, right?
You know what, Steve? I always look at that at the same time, and I'm like, what's their life look like? Are they happy people? I'm actually a very motherfucking happy person. I am really happy. You know what I mean? So like, and if I really wanted to, can I go out and do 50, 60 deals by this time? I really, really, really think I can, but I'm not willing to sacrifice that much of my life and time to actually do it, because I have cool shit. Why the fuck do I have cool shit? I have cool shit because I want to use my cool shit. You know what I mean? So why did I blow my brains out trying to do it if I don't have the time to enjoy it? So how much more am I going to add? Like, how many more cars do you want to add? How much more shit do you want to add? It just doesn't make sense. If you're going to do something to get something, you have to have the time to enjoy it.
Look at this, for example. I always talk, you know, I made an example. Is this on?
Yeah, they're on.
So we all want more, clearly, in life, but we're all going to the same spot, and that's even when we die. We're all going to be in the dirt at some point. So we're all literally going to the same spot. If you're going from Toronto into Florida, let's say, for example, we're all going to get there somehow. One's driving, one's taking coach, one's taking business class. The other one's got his own jet. We're all going to be landing there at some point. Yeah, driving might have to leave a few days earlier, but we're all, and I've done that, you know, multiple times this year. And we're all getting to the sunny state of Florida. And then we're gonna go to the beach. We all share the same coastline. If the guy with the Learjet is in more of a private setting, and the guy that drove in is in an open public beach, but the same water and the same bloody sand. Okay. I like my hillbilly champagne, my Coors Light. This is it, you know. So, and there's other people drinking whatever. If it's Chardonnay, you know, by the glass. But we're all drinking alcohol at some point. And then it's like you're gonna go out at night, and you're going to go to the best restaurant you're going to want to go to. You're going to get a steak dinner, let's just say. One's going to Chili's, which we went last night, which was fine with me. Yeah, I had a good time, a lot of free chips. The next one's going to a restaurant like in Divietto's, like I normally do, and then the next one's going to some steakhouse that's $300 for a steak. But we're all eating meat at the end from a cow.
It's all perspective.
So it's all the same shit at the end. It's like you said, it's like, you know, how much more things do you want? I think even now, like the move down here is good. Obviously, it's an expansion from Toronto into the U.S., but I'm having fun. It's like I'm utilizing everything I have.
But that's what I was gonna say too, bro. It is about, like, you want to make money, and the main reason I look at making money is that that's actually the cue that you're succeeding. Do you know what I mean? So the thing is that, yeah, I want to make money, but I'm actually having fun doing it. I want to actually scale a business. I'm actually having more fun trying to figure out how to scale the business, how to do it properly, how to make it work better and whatnot. And the money is just the effect of it. That's the side effect of what is happening, actually. So it's not that I'm actually chasing the dollars. I'm enjoying the process. I want to make it work. I want to see this thing spin on its own.
That's not the only metric that we should measure success by, and I feel like that's what we do. You know, the almighty dollar. There's so many other things that go into happiness. You know, like, can you think of the happiest person you know, like hitting off the top?
I think it's got to be my wife, man. She's a really happy person. She's a real
cool chick.
I
love Iva.
And I'm sure she was that way before you were successful.
Absolutely.
Before she was. You see, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's about quality of life.
You know what, dude? Talking about that, like, I did a video last week about, like, 20 years ago, I bought my first condo when I was 21 years old. You know, and I even made a joke about it in the video. And I tell people I bought a crappy condo, but I was the happiest dude ever. I grew up in like nonprofit welfare housing with my parents. But I didn't know any different. I was still a happy kid. I was always a happy person. The money has never really affected me.
Look at that movie, American classic film, Citizen Kane. I mentioned it a million times, but it's ultimately, you ever watch that? Citizen Kane, Orson Welles. So the whole process, the whole movie, it's an amazing. Everyone should watch at least once a year for the rest of your life. But it tells you. So this, I'll kind of break it up as fast as possible. But it's basically a family lives in Colorado. You know, like typical, you know, just farmer type community, farmer type people, like lower classes, let's say that. And the kid's happy, he's on a sled going up and down this hill and this whole thing, and the mom's basically selling this land to these New York bankers because it's rich with gold. It's the Colorado gold rush. So what happens is that part of the sale was that they're going to take their son Charlie, bring him to New York, and they're going to basically raise him in this elite class. And then obviously the mine is half of Charlie's and the whole thing. So the mom basically wanted the kid to have a better life. She didn't want him to grow up as they did in this impoverished lifestyle and stuff like that. So now fast forward, Charlie's in boarding school, the best schools in the U.S., and he keeps getting kicked out. he's a rebel basically. He's almost like a rebel no cause. He's got everything in his hands now, from impoverished to this wealthy kid, this whole lifestyle, and always in shit. And then it's like fast forward now into he's an adult and he's like one of the wealthiest people in America at that point, and he's got everything by his hands, and he's still giving this guy a grief that's kind of raised him like his son through this whole period through New York, and he's always chasing something. This whole movie is chasing something, and it's chasing happiness. The movie starts off like he's the biggest landowner in all of America. He's built the biggest house, the Xandu's, like this, biggest house in America. He owned theater houses. He's basically he's everything. He's got the world by the hands.
He has it all.
Third largest gold mine, like literally into oil, stocks, everything. And he just keeps chasing things through this whole movie. Then how the movie started was he's on his deathbed and his words were Rosebud. And so now, like, obviously the richest man in America, in the world at the time, like, what the hell is Rosebud? So now they got journalists like going around all interviewing everybody that's been in contact with them. This big investigation. What's this Rosebud? Is this a house, an island? Is this a kid, a child that he's had a wedlock, or is this a girlfriend that he had? Like, they're trying to go through it, and it's basically the movie ends and they couldn't find what this Rosebud was, so they kind of wrapped up the case. And literally, as they're his house is under estate. It's too big. It's got too much stuff in it, too many belongings. So a lot of the stuff they're just burning out, like furniture and shit they can't sell. They got this big fireplace, and you see this big fireplace the size of this house, and they're just throwing shit in there. And one of you see a sled get thrown into the fireplace, and it was called Rosebud. Oh, so he was chasing his whole life his happiness as a kid. So the money had no impact on it, even though obviously you had a more interesting life.
Movie. It's got layers,
how good is that?
Yeah.
Written, directed, and starred by Orson Welles. Amazing movie.
That scene in the movie theater, iconic.
Yeah, with the sled burning. But same thing in life, right? It's just this is also being out here a little bit too. You get to enjoy a lot of life.
Yeah.
And if it's just driving that Vespa to the gym in the morning, it's enjoyment. If it's driving the Alpha to the work on a Friday, year round. If it's doing this, going to a beach randomly, it's just like you're extracting so much out of life. It's so important, right?
Yeah, we talked about it. It's like the small things now, right? Like your attention has changed to like the experiences, right? Like, what experience are you going to get? I find more value in the experiences that we're going to get. Even to put it simply, is like previously I used to think that, hey, I never went on vacation when I worked corporate job. I had like 2 weeks off or whatever else. I never went. I just kept going to work and make money and blah blah blah. But even when I would buy something or think about going on vacation, I'd say that vacation is going to cost me $2,000 or $3,000. I'd rather buy something I'm going to have, tangible thing or whatever.
Long lasting.
My mind is completely changed right now. Now it's just like, I don't want that tangible thing, whatever, and I'd rather actually spend it on the experience. Go on so many more vacations right now. I've seen so many things, and it's actually enriched my life and the way that I think, because I've actually gone and experienced different things at this point right now.
More value in the experience.
Yeah, 100% more value, more enjoyment actually at the same time. And even though you don't have the tangible thing, those memories keep playing back in my mind. Yeah. Simple ghetto things like renting that RV and driving it across Canada. Those
heroic
people,
in my
those people I met and everything I learned off of them. It's like I'll never be able to shake it. Yeah, that was awesome.
It's funny too, because they would post videos, and this he's like, shake. Well, I don't know. You're cleaning the glass in the morning, and his wife would film him. He's like, yeah, this is my husband, Huessein. He's a maniac. He's like, it's like 5-4 in the morning. He's like motivated to get to this destination. And you can see him. He's like cursing through the window, like scraping the glass. He's like
scraping all the bugs off of it.
That's what it was. Yeah. What did you say to her? You told me that story. It's like, either you're gonna stay in the back,
because it was a pickup truck with a camper cab, right? And we slept in a Walmart parking lot. And I want to make my agenda. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was basically like, listen, girl, you have a choice. Either I'm gonna get in the front right now in 5 minutes and start driving, and you can stay in this bed, or you can come in the front and you can go to sleep in the front seat. Like, it's your call, but I'm going to drive in 5 minutes.
Because tell us the journey, like how many kilometers.
Wait, so why did you do this?
For fun.
Where'd you go from?
So I basically went from Toronto all the way to like Vancouver. So I think we covered around 4,000 kilometers or something like that.
Is that either side of Canada?
Yeah, almost. Halfway, I would say, about half, three-quarters. Yeah, maybe three-quarters.
Is it 3,000 kilometers there?
I think it's about 3, but we didn't drive back. We basically left it and flew back.
Okay.
That was part of our plan. But yeah, we were in this camper cab for 11 days.
Like 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just kind of stayed in Walmart parking lots and explored the area.
How long did it take you to go from Toronto?
We went slowly, but we basically try to bomb it out of Toronto into Alberta because nothing is really interesting from that point. And no offense to anyone, but like, but basically we bombed it out in like 2 days, and then we just took the next 9 days of like slow chill and went around everywhere. And yeah, like we'll never forget that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love road trips. You got to do it here. You got to go from here to California.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I would definitely like to do that.
This is like different. Every state's a different country.
Yeah, they all have their own culture. They all have their own. Like it's crazy. It's just so. I can't imagine like every other place I've been. There's not like a separation of culture within. Like there is a little to some degree, but here it's like each state. Like you can. There's even the accents. Like I can listen to somebody talk and know like, oh, they're from this part.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, is it the same in Canada? Do people?
A little bit. Like if you talk about like East Coasters, I don't know about so much West, like Vancouver and Calgary. That's basically the same. It's almost just
Calgary.
East,
Calgary would have more of a southern accent, right?
Yeah.
More of a draw.
A little bit, yeah.
Alberta, that's like our Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, do I sound like a hick to like compared to other Americans that you've talked to? Like,
No.
people tell me I have a southern. Like I say, sound a little southern.
You sound more southern for sure. Yeah.
Which to me, I hear
But
somebody.
we sound like Yankees to you, so.
Not really. You don't have any kind of like northern accent to me, at least. Like maybe it's because I've been around you so much.
I've worked on it. I've dropped all the. I didn't want to say it. Yeah, you can't say it because it might stick in your mind. Well, we're also Italian, so that's normally like, hey, it's like, but it's, yeah.
But yeah, man, it's all about quality of life. That's the key.